Uh, Greetings to everyone. This is my new vlog. It's called Don't Mess with Texas. This is volume 1, part 1. Welcome to Don't Mess with Texas. I'll be reading from a script. I gleaned this information from the Texas Prison Museum located in Huntsville, Texas. This is going to be a brief introduction to how the Texas Department of Correction was created. Now it is called Texas Department of Criminal Justice. This is a history of the penal system in Texas. In 1948, the Texas legislature passed an act to establish a state penitentiary. The prison system began as a single institution located in Huntsville, the Huntsville Unit, also known as the Walls Unit. A second prison, Rusk Penitentiary, began in January of 1883. Before the Ruiz versus Estelle court case, the Texas Department of Correction had 18 units, including 16 for males and 2 for females. From 1848 until 1984, all of the prisons are characterized by TDCJ as maximum security institutions. Most of the units are large. The smallest incarcerate 800 inmates, and the largest houses 4,000. On most of the prison unit, extreme farming and industrial operation are carried on with the use of inmate labor. Self-sufficiency is a trademark of the Texas Department of Correction system. Prison inmates produce most of their own food and clothes, provide manpower for prison construction and maintenance projects, and produce a variety of manufactured goods, mattresses, brooms, furniture, license plate, registration stickers, which are used within the prison system or sold to other state agencies. Texas Department of Correction 1978 Annual Statistical Report discloses that approximately 96% of the 24,575 inmates in TDC system were male and 4% were female. An ethnic breakdown shows that approximately 43% of inmates were black, 39% white, and 19% were of Mexican ancestry. Prior to their incarceration, almost 27% resided in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, 25% in the Houston area, and 7% in the San Antonio area. The mean intelligence quotient, IQ, for TDC inmates in 1978 was 93.92. Scores of 70 or below were exhibited in 7.5% of the TDC population. Another 9.45% of the population had IQ scores between 71 and 89. 15% of the inmate population were found to be illiterate. 85% were school dropouts. 80% had less than a 7th grade education, and 50% less than a 5th grade education. The average reading ability of TDC inmates was at approximately a 6th grade level. During that era, the taxpayers of Texas did not have to spend one dime on correction. It was a self-supporting system. Likewise, prison administrators abused that system to keep it functioning at that level. They didn't hire that many prison guards. Inmates acted in the capacity of guards, armed guards, and guards inside of the institution. Everything was conducted by inmates, including the count, moving inmates to other cells, and arbitrarily punishing you at their discretion. And the inmates had other inmates who worked for them. And it was a brutal system. it worked to perfection. That's why it stayed intact so long. And you can tell from the material that I just was reading from, you can see why it's easy to manipulate a guy who's illiterate. And most of the guys were straight stupid. So, and everybody want special privileges because prison is a hard life. And I'm going to break away from my regular commentary to discuss the George Floyd brutal murder. The reason why everything is why all the people are shocked, they have never seen an actual murder by the police. It was filmed from the beginning until the end. So that shocked the conscience of a lot of people. They understand that it could be pulled over for a mere traffic violation, and depends on the cop and the mood he's in, the same thing can happen to them just for a traffic violation. If this is 2020, can you imagine what the cops were doing in 1980, 1970, 1960s when there wasn't cell phones and cameras all over the place? Everybody in the inner city neighborhoods all feared the cops for good reason. Because back then they would kill you. Here in Dallas, they always find bodies floating in the Trinity River. All the time it was a body drug out of the river. And I was listening to a guy, I was reading a post on YouTube where a guy said what he do to the Dallas police. Every time they stop him, he talks shit to him. And I commented and said, back in the day, they would have killed you graveyard dead. You did not fuck with Dallas Police Department at all. If you ran from them, they would shoot you in the back. They didn't even worry about it because they was going to get away with it. And I'm not here to try to color inmates, but it's, at some point in time, these guys are going to be released back into society. And you want a guy coming back in your community who's been brutalized, suffer from PSTD, and you think he's going to function at a normal level. You never know when this guy going to snap, because I served 42 years in prison myself, and I got severe PTSD. That's why I basically stay alone. I'm not scared. I'm just worried about the consequences. Hurting your ass ain't no big deal. It's the consequences what I don't want to deal with. And the universe has a way of making the playing field level, and we are beginning to see that with all the mass demonstrations and people not working because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Things gonna get far worse before they get better. In later vlogs, I'll go into detail on different prison units, and I will take them in chronological order. And from my arrival in TDC from 1975 up until my release in 2017. I'm not mad at anyone. I don't think the world owes me anything. I owe it to myself to do good. I have my own permission to do great. And I wrote something here. I'm going to read it. Mexicans, niggers, whites, Jews, and the crackers. Don't worry, if there's hell below, we all gonna go. Mexicans, brothers, and the whites, blacks, and the crackers, police and their backers. They're all political actors. Hurry, people running from their worries, while the judge and the juries dictate the law that's partly flawed. Catcalling, love-balling, fussing and a cussing. The top billing now is killing. For peace, no one is willing. Kind of make you get that feeling. Everybody smoke, use the pill and the dope. educated fools from uneducated schools. Pimping people is the rule. Polluted water in the pool. And Trump talking about don't worry. He says don't worry. But they don't know. There can be no show. And if there's hell below, we all gonna go. Everybody's praying and everybody's saying, but when it come time to do, everybody's laying. Just talking about don't worry. Words without action is like pissing in the ocean. No effect whatsoever. In the end, we'll all be able to say, your funky goat smelling ass is gone, but your scent still lingers on. Have a good day. And I appreciate you watching my vlog. Subscribe and hit the like button. If you don't, I don't give a shit. Have a nice day.